So rather than just forcing your horse to go straight towards the scary object, you want to kind of zigzag back and forth. This way I'm building up his confidence. And then I'm going to turn, and you can see when he's right, he's the most scared of it when he's looking right at it, right? You can see that. Hello, in this video, we're going over 3 tips to help you get rid of the spook or get the spook out of your horse. And here's the thing is that horses are flight animals, and so for them spooking is very natural. It's something that they're always going to do, and so it's important that you have some strategies and ways to manage their spook and their energy. So what I've done here is I've made a very scary scarecrow over there. I'll let the camera pan to see our scary scarecrow, which we created in 15 minutes. And so Mercurio is a little bit worried about it, not terribly worried about it, but I'm going to show you like what I would do if I was like, okay, I know that my horse is going to be a little bit worried about that, so here's how I would manage it. So the first thing that's really important is that you don't want to just take your horse and like force them to go directly to the spooky area. So what I always like to do is I always like to establish control at the safe spot of the arena. So like over here, obviously I'm not super close to it. And if you can bend and turn your horse, then you can control your horse. So before he gets scared, I'm just gonna kind of test out like, hey, can I bend you and turn you to the right? Okay, good boy. Can I bend you and turn you to the left? And I want to get him paying attention to me and focusing on me in the safety zone. You don't want to just wait until your horse spooks and then try to get to control of them, because once they're spooking, it's too late. Then, if I want to go towards the spooky thing, rather than just getting him to go straight towards it, I recommend zigzagging towards the scary thing, because horses see more peripheral vision. So you want to let your horse see it out of their left eye. So I'm like, okay, see it out of your left eye. And then I'm going to turn and I'm going to say, okay, see it out of your right eye now. Okay, so now he can see it out of his right eye. And then I'm going to turn and you can see when he's right, he's the most scared of it when he's looking right at it, right? You can see that because this is where he's seeing it with both eyes. The other big tip is that you want to take your horse away before they get scared. So you don't, like if I feel like, oh, he's really worried, I'm going to ask him to leave and go away from the scary object before he goes away from it on his own. And then I'm going to invite him and say, hey, do you think you could go towards it? And then when he's looking at the object, I'm going to pet him and let him know he's a good boy. And I'm going to say, hey, let's go away from it. So it's always a good idea to take your horse away from the scary object before they decide to leave on their own. And as you can tell, Mercurio's pretty brave. So I'm going to let him go a little more up towards it. Good boy. And then here he's getting a little worried. So I say, oh, let's leave it. Good boy. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to leave it. Now I'm going to bring him towards it again. Good boy. And it's a little different from this angle. Good boy. But you can see how now he's starting to want to go more towards it. Now I'm going to take him away from it again. Good boy. And then if he were to run off, see, I know that I can get his head around and I can bend him and then I can bring him back towards it. So rather than just forcing your horse to go straight towards the scary object, you want to kind of zigzag back and forth. Good boy. You're so brave, Mercurio. Good boy. Good boy. And then take your horse away from the object before they get afraid of it. Good boy. That way you're building up your horse's confidence instead of, oh gosh, here we go. I was gonna fall down. But this way I'm building up his confidence instead of making him more and more scared. Okay, you're an exceptional horse, Mercurio. I think we'll give him that. Okay, so my third tip, if you are really not feeling brave, because you have to be pretty brave to take your horse up to something like that. So if you're not feeling super brave, here's what I recommend doing. Get off of your horse, make sure that you can do a little groundwork and get your horse to put their head down and respond. And then take your horse up to the object from the ground first. Because this way, often with your horse, like if you go and you touch the object first, then your horse is going to feel confident because your horse is going to see like, oh, look, it's not hurting them, so therefore it's not going to hurt me. Good boy. So if I'm feeling nervous on a horse that I don't know what they're going to do, I'll always get off, do a little groundwork, and then come up here to build their confidence. So if you want more help with your groundwork, if you want to learn like what techniques you should use with your horse on the ground, click the link below. I'm doing a free groundwork webinar all about establishing trust and communication with your horse before you get on them. But I really hope that this video has given you some tips to help you out with getting your horse over and past a scary object. Of course, there is a lot more that goes into this. Later on, you do need to be able to trot by the object, position your horse in a little bit of shoulder in, and get them past a scary object at a horse show. But these are just some good tips to get you started. And don't forget to sign up for the Groundwork webinar.